So hi guys, in our last session we discussed about a couple of topics about this Fusion application, and we covered this particular chart of account, and we created this chart of account, and we have started doing this primary ledger, right? So in this particular chart of account we created the value sets, we created the chart of account segment structure, chart of account segment structure instance, deploy the chart of account, and create a segment values. And apart from that, I showed you clearly how to add the values to this particular chart of account. Those are the things which we have seen in detail in the last session, right? So now today what we're going to discuss is about the rapid implementation. Why we are going to discuss about the rapid implementation is because at any point of time this particular instance is not working, or if you want to start off if you got a new instance, immediately you want to come back to the normal positions, and at that point of time you will see this particular importance of the implementation. Okay, so basically what are the things are required for your primary ledger? We require currency, calendar, COA, and convention method. These are the things are required, right? So now we're gonna define the rapid implementation. In this rapid implementation, I will create a separate sheet and I will put this as a rapid implementation. Guys, is it everything is clear, right? So any issues? Just can you please highlight me? Guys, it's okay, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, done. Great. Okay, good. Yeah, in this rapid implementation, what will happen is automatically the sheet will get created with the sheet. There are certain Excel sheets with the help of that particular Excel sheet, everything will get created automatically. Okay, so you don't need to create again and again and again and again. You don't need to do that activities. Okay, so the first step it will show you is the primary ledger name. The primary ledger name will get created, and the currency what we are going to use, it will get added directly. Okay, currency will get added, and then calendar will get added, and then convention method will get added. So convention method anyway we will be using that system. We will show you that. And then legal entity will get added, and then assigning the legal entity, and completion of a primary picture. And submitting the primary picture. So these are the things you will be getting added into this your primary ledger and everything. So slowly we'll see one by one, and we'll try to complete each and every activity. Okay, to perform this functionality rapid implementation, what we're supposed to do, go to the application and just click here. This is a fresh application and new application, and this is the first time you are using this application, so you do not worry at all. So whatever we're gonna do is completely from the scratch again. Okay, so what you have to do, click on the navigator, click on the security console. So just we'll create our own user first, and then we will start using that. So just click on user. Let's check it out. What is our username? If we have our username, it's good. If it's not, then we will go with it. C45 HCLIMPL is our user ID. See, not there. So this is completely a new instance from the scratch. Just click on the user, click on add user account, put the last name here, password, click on add role, application implementation consultant, IT security manager, general accounting, general accountant. One second, guys. Sorry, guys. General accountant, general accounting manager. Okay, click on that. So these are the roles are really required for us toward doing the day-to-day activities. Just save and close it. And then you can try to log out from this particular user. You guys also need to do, you have to do it on your own with your different usernames and passwords and everything. Okay, so just click OK. You can change here, click on sign in. Okay, now my user ID is ready. So what you're supposed to do, we're going to do the rapid implementation. Just click on here, the navigator, setup and maintenance. So click here the search task panel, and here is the search button. Just click on the search button, place the cursor here, and here you can type manage not manage. You can type rapid percentage implementation. Okay, you can see here the menu. You click here the rapid percentage implementation and search button. You will see all this kind of list. These are all the list various ways you can apply through this load the information to the spreadsheet. Okay, you can just use this particular spreadsheets while doing this activity. But right now, what is our activity? Our main goal is to do the configurations. For doing the configurations, what you're supposed to do, here you can see define enterprise structure configuration for rapid implementation. Click that, and you will see here manage geographies, create chart of account, ledger, legal entity, and business unit and spreadsheet. Okay, everything is getting created in one shot. So create chart of account is getting created, ledger is getting created, legal entities and business units, everything is getting created in one shot. Just click here. So the minute you click that, you will see a download is happening here. Just you can just wait for that. So open one down. Okay, I just click the open one down. Okay, so here you can see rapid implementation general ledger, and here is on the top you can see enable editing. Just click on enable editing. So for you people, it might be difficult for you initially, because I mean to say that this Excel sheet will not be work in the normal places. Okay, you need an ADFDI installer. Okay, so ADFDI installer is something which will able to make your Excel sheet into compactable manner, which can be available for the application point of view. Okay, so for the rapid implementation, it will definitely work out because you're just downloading and you are uploading the Excel sheet. It's fine. But when you are working with ADFDI, like web ADFDI is application desktop framework desktop integrator. At that point of time, you will face the challenges. For this particular rapid implementation, you won't be any challenges, but there are certain activities like ADFDI. smart view or FRS reports, there are certain stages wherein you can run your reports and everything, all those things. As and when the times comes in, I will explain you. Okay, so here if you see on the top, you can see smart view. If you click on the smart view, you can see here the panels, connections, and everything. These things which you won't see in your Excel sheet. Why? Because I have installed a smart view, and the same way we have FRS also. Okay, financial reporting studio setup also, that is also there, and for that also you have to install. So those are the installations. Whatever the installations which I was talking about is, just try to do it on your personal laptop because it will take a good amount of time to download that particular exe files. And the minute you click on the executable button, there are certain restrictions in a different organization, so it's always better to do it on your personal laptop rather than doing on your official laptop. Okay, and through that ADFDI also, if ADFDI, if you're not able to download or something like that, just let me know. I can share you the details, link and everything also, where to download this particular ADFDI exe file and how to execute that also I will show you. Okay, done. So you just go here, there are certain instructions, just click on the circle and there is a rapid implementation for general ledger. There are certain instructions, just go through this certain instructions, like just read one time activity, just spend some time and read one time. One time is more than enough in in all these activities. Okay. Next one is, just click on this COA calendar and chart of COA calendar and ledger. So this particular sheet will explain you the complete structure about the chart of account, calendar and ledger. So let's start doing this activity. Just place the cursor here. So what is our ID name? So 45 HCL IMPL project. Okay. So here the name will be like primary ledger. I'm giving the name as a 45 HCL primary ledger. So currency is, I'm selecting the USD currency. Period frequency, monthly. Adjusting periods. How many adjusting periods you want? Only once at the end of the year, right? You can see here once at year end. And the fiscal year. What is the fiscal year is start date. Like, what is the start date and everything. Just 1/1/2019. So because I would like to go with January to December, so that is the reason I'm just using 1/1/2019. So sorry guys. Yeah, come back here. What is the segment name which you would like to use? 45 underscore company. Okay, and then 45 underscore department. 45 underscore account. Okay, so we have company, department, and account details are available here. Now, what is the segment label name which we will be giving? For company, I'm giving the primary balancing segment. For department, I'm using the cost center segment. And for account, I'm using the natural account segment. Okay. Now, so come back to the short prompt. So what is the short prompt? Like LOV functionality. What is the LOV functionality you would like to see? I would like to see the same details. Just copy and paste. That's it. Okay. And the display width. What is the display width you would like to see? For company, what we discussed here, we seen right in the chart of account. We seen the length is, for chart of account length is 2, and cost center for chart of account primary balancing segment is 2, cost center is 3, and chart the natural segment is 4. Something like that we discussed, right? The same thing which you will be updated. For company is 2, department is 3, and for account I'm using the 5 segment because I have good amount of values. That's the reason. Okay, this is about this particular sheet. Next one. Yeah.
Just one question.
Yeah.
Mm, what does the adjusting periods mean here?
See, adjusting periods is basically, during the year end, if you want to do some transactions, if you want to adjust some transactions. For an example, during the year end, there are a couple of transactions which you have to knock off, and which you have to do some adjustments during some transaction, like a suspense accounts, you need to be get adjusted. There are certain, transactions which will be done at that point of time. So here basically you can see here beginning, once at beginning of the year and once at the year end. So during the starting of the year, if you are using a third party application and there are a couple of entries which you would like to post into this adjusting period, yes, you can do that, or you can use it at the end of the year also. So basically the best practice is once at year end. Every time you can see once at year end only.
Okay.
most of
I
the
think.
organization. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this is about the chart of account, calendar, and ledger part. Now we'll come back to the business unit. This is the next sheet is business unit. Click on the business unit. So here you can see the business unit description like name and as well as the default legal entity. At the minute, I'm not discussing about the business unit part because the business unit is nothing but about operating unit. So operating unit means where the operations are happening. For an example, AP transactions, AR transactions, FA transactions, all the transactions are happening from one particular operating unit. Okay, all these modules will get activated from one particular place that is called as an operating unit in a business as well. The same activity will be done in the fusion with the name of business unit. Okay. So at this point of time, it is too early for you to understand about the business unit because we will discuss in detail about the business unit in our later sessions. Next, company and legal entity. So here is the place you have to define your companies and legal entities information. So what are the companies we have as per the Excel sheet? We have 01, 02, 03. These are the companies we have, right? These are the companies which I would like to upload those information here. So you can see here parent information, child information, all these things like parent 8, 8, 7 and everything like that. So what is this parent relationship? This is nothing but hierarchy. Okay, so child is the basic thing. Okay, on top of that the parent is something like a parent and again is a grandparent and grandparent something like this. These are all called grandparent relationship. Okay, so yeah, I will show you 1 second. And we can define a tree also based on the structure. So based on your structure and everything you can define your tree, for the statutory reports and everything, some statutory reports and everything. Okay, so let me show you. Just click here, just click on the instructions tab. So scroll down, you will see a sample data. See here, this is the sample data part. Just double click on this. Okay, the minute you double click on that, you will see a sample data. This is a sample data sheet which you have already in the application. Okay, so click on the companies tab. See here, you can see this is the companies which I was talking about. So here you can see 3888 is a USA corporation, and on top of the 3800 is having a USA corporate office, and on top of that 3000 you will have Infusion USA, and 5000 is the total companies. Okay, so if you give a report about the 5000 and you double click on that, you can see a complete relationship here. You will see for 3000 you will see only these two information. If you click on 3800, you can see only these two relationships. Okay, like this complete relationship with not. If you click on 3800, you will see the relationship about these two companies information. Something like that it will populate. This is how it will be coming as a grandchild and relationship. So these are the things when you can able to see, we can able to see in the FRS reports, Financial Reporting Studio or the Smart View reports. Whenever we are refining the reports, the minute you click on double click, automatically it will expand into your next levels and next levels and next levels. Like that you can able to see in detail. Okay, so this is about company's part, and now what I'm trying to do is I'm just copying the first three lines, copying this and go back to my sheet, companies, paste it here. So the sheet is in a protected mode, we have to unprotect it. Okay, okay, just copy and paste like that. Okay, so now I don't want to use this particular details again. I'm just removing. I just want to go with this simple format. Now, so what is the my maximum length here for companies? I given the values as a 2, right? So go back to the company segment. I have to give the values here as a 99. Okay, 99 45 underscore HCL group of companies. Okay, I'm just giving 01. 01 is, what is the 01? Software consulting and training, right? software. So 02 is consulting. 03 is like this. You can add the details. Okay. So if you see here, there are certain boxes. See here, this is a values box. Okay, here this is a company's description, and here it is another tab, which is on the top. You can see here that tab starts for legal entity. This entire range is belongs to legal entity. Okay. So just the minute you click on this particular legal entity, this complete information related to legal entity part. Okay. So now I would like to give the name for a legal entity also. So now just what is the legal entity name which I would like to give? 45 HCL legal entity. Okay. Remove the bottom one. It's okay, fine. You can remove that. Okay. So 45 HCL legal entity. Okay. And now identifier, what is meant by identifier? It's like a unique number and everything. So at any point of time, use a different numbers. At this point of time, this is a fresh instance. I'm just using something like 9 or something like that. I can change to 9. But in your cases, you can change it to something like 20, 30 or 100, whatever it is. But it should be a different number when you try to load it, because if the same number is already existing in the application, then we will not able to load this information into the application. And the country remains the same, United Kingdom, address line and everything. I'm not changing anything about the address line. If in the real world, if there is any change in address, you have to change an address. So registration number also I'm just changing to 9, and this is also registration unit also I'm changing it to 9. Okay. This is the information related to the company I have updated in this particular sheet along with the legal entity details. Okay. You don't need to give the complete same legal entity name twice and thrice for the remaining part. It's okay, fine. You can leave it like that. Automatically it will get added at the later stage. Okay. If you want, you can give here like this. That's it. That's it. Okay. So automatically these businesses are already, these companies or information will be added to your legal entity, because hence we are using the same legal entity name. You don't need to give the same identifier and again address and all. It's not required. And anymore, anyhow, it is already grayed out also. If you are using a different legal entity, definitely the minute you put it something, yeah, see again here it is allowing you to add more details. Okay. If you are using the same legal entity, it will not allow you to add the details like this. This is about the legal entity and company information. Come back to the natural accounts. See here, this is the natural account which we were doing on our daily basis. We are using the last time we are using the cash account, rent account, real account. All these accounts are also there, right? So I can just copy from this particular sheet. Just click on this natural account, place the cursor here and select these accounts. I'm just copying the complete asset information, all the natural account information. Okay, go back to my sheet and paste it. See here, you can see here this is the natural account. In this natural account, you will be see more details in terms of this is the child relationship, this is the child relationship, this is the parent relationship, grandparent, top grandparent, and everything like this. This is when you go to the balance sheets, these are the things which you will be using. So simply they will use this net assets owned and equity. This is the only account they will be using at the time of balance sheet. On top of that, the minute they double click, it will show this details and this details like that. It will be keep on coming. Okay. Don't worry at this point of time. We will discuss. Don't worry. Now, come back to financial sequencing. This is about the sequential part, like payable invoice numbers. Annually, I'm just using everything is in the sequencing numbering. What kind of sequencing numbering you would like to use? Annually, you can select annually, and I'm using the number as a 111. Yeah. Okay. For payable invoices, it starts with 1. Payments, it starts with 1. Receivable invoices starts with 1. Receivable credits, well, starts with 1. Activities, subledgers, everything will start with number 1. Okay. Now come back to this particular chart. So here we updated the company information, account information. What about the department part? We have not updated anything about the department. We don't have any department tab here, right? So for department tab, what you're supposed to do, click on add segment sheet. The minute you click on the add segment sheet, there is a department tab will get populated here. Okay. So I can put here the department tab is a 3 digits, right? You can just put it as a balance sheet. And here 001 finance department, 002 HR department, 003 marketing department. Like this you can update this information. Okay, now go back to the sheet. Yeah, go back to the sheet and click on validate. You have to click on the validate, and if you come across any kind of error messages, you will be getting notification like this. So here date must not be prior to the year 1950. Just click on this fiscal date. Just place the cursor here and to be just given. Okay, we have to give the date completely like this: 01/01/2019. Okay, again click on validate. Okay, see the dates is getting clear. Now come back to here. There is a combination of legal ledger and segments. 45 company primary ledger must be 30 characters or less, right? So because the company and the HCL primary ledger is taking something very bigger digits, so that is the reason it is showing this. So just come back here. You can just change this name to PL, primary ledger. Okay. So later point of time we'll change it. So, but basically, 90% of the organization will not recommend to go for this particular rapid implementation. Okay. Everyone will be recommended on a sequence manner, whatever we did earlier in the last couple of sessions. Okay. Now click on validate. See, now we don't see any errors at all. So just click on preview the sample report. So this is how the report looks like. So 4001 is again this is the wine account. So just click on here the natural account and just check it out. 40,001. See here in 40,001, this is the grand parent value, and you will see these two combination amounts. For an example, I will show you. So what does this meaning is? For an example, this account, okay, this account consists of a values called something like a 1,000 and something like a 2,000. So if you talk about the parent for this one, okay, if you talk about a parent for 40,001, what will happen? Entire 3,000 will get reflected. You will see the total 3,000 will get reflected on this particular account. The minute you click on this particular 40,001, double click on this, what will happen? Automatically you will see a list of details which is having the values again here. Like this you will see in the report. Okay. So those things we'll see in our forest report and smart view reports at that point of time. This is about the preview report. How does the report looks like? If you are right now, if you are planning to do this, see here on the top, you can see 45 HCL primary ledger, rolling of quarterly income and period ending quarterly, something like that. And you can see the report like this. And this is the graphical representation. How does it looks like? And in the infolets types, how you will see this particular revenue versus expenditure, something. These are the things you will see in your main application. Okay, so now I'm trying to load this one. Just go back here, click here, validate it. And when you are doing this one, okay, before you do this particular report and everything, what you're supposed to do is close all your Excel sheets. It's a best practice. It's not a mandatory stuff. It's always a best practice to close all your, sample data information and everything. All the remaining sheets, just close it. Okay, just we open another sheet also. Just close this. Okay. So close this and now click on generate chart of account file. So go to the top and click on the desktop and you can load this one into the desktop. So we have the rapid sheets, yes, rapid, and here you can just create a folder. I think creation of a folder is not happening in my laptop. So you can just go with the rapid. As you can see here, new folder, and today's date is 26 February 2019. Okay, so go back to the sheet. Now generate chart of account file. Okay, 26 February, and you can see. Okay, and generate ledger legal entity. This one, please also consider like this. Okay, so we are done with our sheet and we have loaded our sheets and everything. So any questions, guys, so far? And I'm just saving the sheet also for my future reference, and if sometimes I want to come back to the sheet and I want to load it, you can just save the sheet into the same folder, rapid implementation sheet, so that so you can just this Excel sheet as well. Just save this Excel sheet. Any questions?
No, I don't have any.
Oh, good. So now I saved it and I'm just closing the sheet, and now just go back to the application. Now here you can see upload chart of account. Just click on upload chart of account. Here you can see the choose file. So you can see here on upload enterprise structure. If you want to give the complete enterprise structure, yes, you can do like this. Upload hierarchy. If you want to do only the hierarchy part, or if you want to load only the chart of account part or something like that, then you can use this particular activity. New hierarchy, new version, update existing version, something like value set, tree code, something, all these things we can use through upload hierarchy part. Now click on, because right now we are doing complete structure new, right? So just click here and go with the rapid. Yeah. Can you please mute, guys? Yeah. Select this particular chart of account zip file, click open and submit. And we have to wait for the program to get completed. Just refresh till the time the program get completed, succeeded and everything, then only we have to move on.
So, until we are waiting, I just have one question. So, when I was checking the last instance, I was seeing that many people have created different chart of accounts and all that. So, in one instance itself, in one general ledger or something, you can have multiple chart of accounts.
See, multiple chart of accounts is also possible, because in one particular user you can have multiple chart of accounts and everything also can be used. End of the day, for one primary ledger you can assign only one chart of account. For one primary ledger,
So,
see, this is the
okay.
basic criteria. This is the criteria for us. So when you go to the GL, this is the primary
Mm.
ledger, right? For primary ledger, what are the basic things are required? Currency, calendar, chart of account, convention method. What is the currency we used for here? USA currency. Calendar is the fiscal calendar which is started from 01/01 2019, right? Chart of account, what is the chart of account? 45, because the same name which it will take, 45 HCL PL, right? Chart of account name also it will be considered that. Primary ledger name is also same thing. You will see that. This is the standard approval.
So in the real world, we use only one chart of account, right? Throughout the
Yes,
account,
yes,
throughout the project.
absolutely.
But it can be multiple if there is any
No,
requirement.
no chance at all. So
I mean,
multiple
not
chart of account.
not for single primary ledger, but for multiple ledgers, it can be different, right? I mean,
Agreed.
US can be different and India can be different.
Yes, yes, that's what agreed. Agreed. That
Okay.
agreed. Yeah, different primary ledgers you can have different chart of account.
Although I don't think anybody uses that way, by the way.
Because see,
Have you seen anyone?
end of the day, everyone want to use in a single format. Everyone will be using the
Yeah.
same kind of methodology. They want to bring the same type of combinations and everything. For an example, people who were working in USA should not get a difference in using the India chart of account. So,
Yeah.
at the time of designing phase, they will design the chart of account in such a way it should be compatible for everyone, for all the organizations, for all the companies. They want to bring one kind of chart of account structure so that you will not face any issues.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go back and check the application. Yeah, now you can see here the main chart of account and value sets and as well as and everything is getting succeeded also, right? So now refresh it. Chart of account and everything is created. Now go back to the application one more time. Click on done. And here you can see upload ledger, legal entity and business unit. Just click here and again choose the file. So here is the financial common entities. Total two Excel sheet, two files we have loaded, right? So you can just see here, chart of account is done. Now financial common entities, you have to place the cursor here and click on it. And click on submit. So make sure that all the Excel sheets get completed, succeeded, and then only load the second one. If you do any changes in the before doing the first one, you will face a lot of challenges.
So in the meantime, one more question. So I have seen that we have like chart of account where we have defined as future one and future two, right? Even you were explaining like future
Yes, yes,
chart of account
yeah.
might be future something. So just in case, for example, there is something new thing added, for example, department. For now, future is always zero for all the code combinations, but if there is something like a department gets added, so we can update chart of account and what happens to the existing combinations?
See, existing combinations will remain the same. Okay, for an example, here the future is there, and here there's a constant value which you have given as a three value, and you have changed this one to three segments. Okay, whatever the transactions happened in the past, it will remains the same for this particular value with the three zeros. Okay, without putting these three zeros, you cannot complete your chart of account, first of all. Okay, and tomorrow you want to change this name as a from future to something like some XYZ. Okay, some maybe we can go with the product. Okay, 45 HCl product. Okay, initial at this point of time you don't have any requirement. After 3 days, after 3 years or 4 years down the line, you want to add, you want to change your chart of account to 45 HCl product, and you can start using this 001 as a constant. You can keep that remain constant like that, and you can start giving a new value 001, and you can start doing that another activity like XYZ and 002. 002 something like that. You can see ABC something like that you can do. And here this constant value, I always there like enable button and disable buttons are there, right? If you disable this
Yes.
one, this constant will not be seen in your LOB functionality in your list of values.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, so that is the reason everyone will be using like a future one and future two futures they will be using, because we don't know the requirement when the requirement comes in, when the management decides to hire a new company or something like that, right? We don't can't even predict it. So that is the reason everyone will be using future one and the future two as a spare. Okay, all of a sudden, if the organization is going for a different company and they want to acquire that company and they want to try to sync the same kind of chart of account to that particular company, then they need some at least one source of information should get linked with this particular existing chart of account, right? So at that point of time, we
So
will use
you can
this.
so we can change the name in future. We can start using it, add it to the value set for the values and all that. But
Yeah,
the only
absolutely.
thing which we cannot change is the number of digits it can have, right?
Yeah,
If we have
why?
decided
Yeah.
it will be three, right?
Yes, why we cannot do that is because because there are already existing. For an example, these things will get changed only after few years, like 5 years, 6 years
Yes.
down the line. Then you decided to change this particular future one to future two or something like that to next level.
Yeah.
Yeah, but already there are so many values which are already loaded in the loaded in your existing course, right? So it is not possible.
Yes.
And it's
Okay.
freezed first of all. Once it is freezed and any transactions hit into a particular chart of account, can't even change the chart of account. Okay, so till the time of designing phase you can play it around like anything. You can put it 3 4, you remove it, you add it, you can do whatever you want. Once it is freezed and once it is deployed and once you created a transaction and you click on submit button, that's it. Your chart of account is freezed. You can't even edit it anymore. I mean to say that in terms of changing the values or the anything in terms of values or anything you want to add a new structure after you completed the transaction. So after 1 year you decided you want to add one more product and something like that, then it is not possible. You have to go for redesigning again.
So you cannot add any new attribute to the chart of account, but you can change the name
Yes, but see,
and you can
I'm
create
saying
the
like
value.
once you created the chart of account and you do a couple of transactions, once you do the couple of transactions, and at that point of now after doing, see right now the value segments values is only three, and this is the fourth one. And after 1 year, you come back here and I want to add another segment value number five with
Yeah, that
yeah,
cannot happen.
then that is the the possibilities of high time errors will become, a lot of implications in terms of application. Okay,
Right. Okay.
just refresh this. Yeah, now it is also succeeded. So just click on the done button. Okay, click on done. Now go back to the application and check it out whether each and everything is absolutely working out fine or not. So now we are already done with the sheets part, and click on manage implementation project. And for this implementation project you have to create, just click on create. I'm just creating 45 CLINPL. Just click on the financials. Save and open format. Okay. Yeah. So you can see here, just click on this financials and define common application configuration for financials, and come back here. You can see define the ledger part. Click on define ledger, and you can see ledger options. You just want to see the manage pyramid ledger. Okay. First we'll see with the manage accounting. First we'll go with as per the calendar part. Manage accounting calendar. So we'll see that how does the calendar looks like, and then we'll go with the primary ledger. Okay, chart of account and ledger level. So you can see here 45 HCL PEL is available here. Okay, click on edit, and now you can change the name. If you want to change the name, at least you can change it here. So you can change it to here calendar. See, the calendar is already created with starting from 01st. So if you can just tab out like this, you can see from January 2019. Okay, you can see here from 2019, January 2019, and here is the one adjusting period. Okay, like this you can do that. Save it, and now I'm just copying this description also. Put here. So if you are using this rapid implementation sheet, what you have to do is you have to do certain, small size of activities like this, because the naming convention, it will take a global naming convention through the Excel sheets. So you have to do that again, come back here and you have to change it. And if you don't want to use it, okay, it's okay, fine. It will not create any problem at all. Okay, you can see 45 HCL calendar is created, right? So now just click on done. Now let's go back to chart of account, manage, structure. So you can just go with the instance values automatically, that is sufficient, because everything will come in that particular instance, right? Click on manage chart of account structure. So go with this instance. This is also fine because just only for verification, right? You can just click on search. So here you can click on manage structure, click on search. So you can see 45 pixel PL is appearing. So you can change this one, the naming. So the structure code you can't change it, but the name, the display name and everything you can change it. See the way you can change this to see the way like this. Save it, save and close this. Okay, structure code you can't change it. And here the name, whatever the name you want to see in our next couple of things, you can be able to see the name. Click on the structure instance, click on search. Again here also you can see PL and as well as structure name is like this. Just click on edit. Okay, click over here, COA instance. Okay, This is about the CO instance, and here also the value set codes and everything will remains like this only. You can just save this. You can ignore this one because value set codes only, right? Codes will not have any impact. It's only when you are trying to do the backend tables or something like pulling out the table information, something like that. At that point of time, these codes will help you out. You need not worry at all about the codes part. Yeah. So here you can see the tree name is also appearing. 45 company, 45 HCL, PL. What is but like this tree name is? So this is about a particular reporting point of view, statutory reports and everything. Save it, save and close this. Okay, you can see instance is also ready. Now click here. You can click on search. You can see COA instance. The name is also changed. Click on that. So whatever you do the changes, what you are supposed to do, again you have to see the deployment status is turned to edited. You have to click on deploy flex. Let's start deploying the flex. Okay. Now let's copy this. Paste it here because it will take some time. I will go with primary ledger. Let's go and check it out the primary ledger. Click on manage setup and maintenance. Click on task panel. Click on manage implementation project. Click on this. Click the project here. Manage primary ledger. Click on manage primary ledger. Click on go to task icon. So here you can see the primary ledger 45 HCL PL USA. Okay, something like you are not liking the name, right? This is the not the name of the primary ledger looks like. Now I would like to change this name. How do I can change this name? Just click on done. So on the bottom you can see specify ledger options. So here you can see specify ledger options. So select this, go to the task, and you can select and add, apply and go to task. Okay, you can select your primary ledger, scroll down, save and close it. So here you can change the name. Okay, you can change this one to HCL primary USA primary ledger. I will just put it as a USA primary ledger, so that we can understand this primary ledger belongs to the currency called USD currency. Okay. So here also you can see 45 HCL COA instance and everything is appeared. Right? Everything is changed now. See here you can see 45 HCL calendar. Okay. So come back here, return earnings. Why these return earnings are also populating? Because this Excel sheet will make sure whatever the required accounts, mandatory accounts, that only will take care about that thing. The Excel sheet will take care about that. Okay. So click on this LOV functionality. So you can see 45 company, department and account. You can see all this particular accounts information. Software we have created. Finance we have updated. Return earnings we have updated. All these things. Okay. Click on OK. Now scroll down. You can see if there are any more missing information is there. Nothing. All the mandatory fields are updated. Okay. Save it. Save and close this. It's okay. It is showing some warning message. Let me complete this because chart of account. Yeah, now it is completed. Just click OK. Now the status is deployed. Click on done. Come back to this particular sheet and you can click on review and submit accounting configuration. Click on go to task. Okay, and you click on submit part. The minute you click on the submit part, what will happen? The S-based database cubes will get generated. All the data will get stored in the form of in the cube format from now onwards. Whatever the information you load into this particular primary ledger, all the data will get stored into this particular the S-based database cubes. Okay. Yeah, that's it, guys. Any questions? Just go back to this navigator and see the schedule process to monitor the request. Yeah. Gurjeet and Gautam, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Gautam, you? Hello? Hello, Gautam? Gautam, are you available? Okay. So that's it. And with this, you can see here the complete accounting configuration, create balance cubes and load chart of account values, complete accounting configuration, everything is succeeded and completed and succeeded. So with this, you can just go ahead and do the remaining activities, whatever it is required as per the configuration part. Okay. So that's it about the rapid implementation, guys. Any questions?
No, I will practice and ask. The one thing I might have questioned was those periods when we were checking monthly periods, right?
Yeah.
When we were doing the calendar thing.
Yeah.
I will have to just go on that screen to understand that more. If I have question, I'll ask you
Sure, sure,
tomorrow.
definitely, definitely. Just try to do the practice one time, so automatically, you will get to know all these things. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. One time practice is more than enough, so that you will get a fair idea of what is happening and what is happening in the application and everything. Okay. So
Yes.
and and you can save these sheets in your folders also, so that at any
Mm,
point of time tomorrow you can just open this particular sheet and you can if you want to upload it one more time, you can open this sheet, and there's only
mm,
one thing you have to change is the ID numbers. The one here you can see the company legal entity ID numbers, companies and legal entity
yes.
numbers. This is the identification numbers. You have to change it. If you don't change this ID numbers, then automatically you will see you won't see the good result. I mean, so that you cannot
Mm,
hold this exercise. Okay.
okay. Yes.
Okay, guys. We'll wind up for the day and we'll continue in our tomorrow session. Bye, guys.
All right. Thank you. Bye.